It's so easy for me to now do it for followers. It's so easy for me to now do it for fame. When I was growing up in London, I had three choices: to be a doctor, a lawyer, or a failure. And I ended up at business school, so I guess I was the third. And I was going to business school, and every week we had CEOs, entrepreneurs, celebrities coming to speak and share their stories. And I was fascinated by how people went from nothing to something. And one week I was told that this monk was invited, and I actually said to one of my friends, I said, I'm only going if we go to a bar afterwards, because I wasn't interested in hearing a monk's perspective on life. So my friend forced me to go. He promised me we'd go to a bar afterwards, and it changed my life. It was the most captivating presentation I've ever been to, and he spoke about selflessness and service and kindness, and it just got me hooked. So I spent all of my summer holidays from 18 to 22, aged 18 to 22, half of them working in the finance corporate world in suits and driving cars in London, and spending the other half living as a monk in India. And when I was 22, I decided to turn down my corporate job offers and go and live as a monk in India for 3 years. And half our days was silence and half of it was service. So we meditated for half the day, and the other half we were trying to serve humanity and make a difference in the world.
If you want to experience true joy and true happiness and truly love everything that you do, you need to make sure that you have a good support group around you of people who genuinely care and love for you, because it's all about feeling good and enjoying life, because you are meant to be happy and excited and full of joy and wanting to be the best version of you every single day. You should be waking up, getting excited and finding ways to improve, and not being brought down by trying to find ways to improve, because yes, it's true, you're not perfect, nobody is perfect, and that's great. That's incredible. That's what people thrive on, not being perfect, because so many different people can accomplish so many different things in a vast variety of different ways. One thing may work incredibly well for somebody else, but not for another person. When it comes down to it, it's all about you and how you want to go about your life and figure out what you want to do, and whatever brings you joy and happiness, and whoever does that for you as well. You should go out there and pursue that and pursue them with everything that you have, because it's all about being excited, loving life, because life was made to live. Life was made to be exciting and fun and full of joy and happiness. So when you wake up every day, you should find something new to do and find something that piques your interest, and go out there and do that, because that is what it's all about at the end of the day, as long as you're living life the way it was made for you to live.
That's the mantra: do not forget your roots. Repeat that again and again. And I have a meditation that I developed for myself to do that for me, that I want to share with everyone, because it aligns so closely in what you're sharing. So every morning I sit and I look at my intention to do anything. So whether there's a new deal on the table, or there's a speaking gig that I've been invited to do, or whatever it may be. And in your life, it can be anything, whether you're starting a new business, you're writing a book, it may even just be an Instagram post, for whatever it is. And I look at whatever my options are, and I ask myself, which ones of these is a seed and which ones of these is a weed? Right. Because the incredible thing in our garden is that weeds end up looking like seeds and can confuse you. So often that thing that's giving you ego and pride and fame and control and power looks like it's amazing, but actually it's just strangling you. So every day what I'll do is I'll look at the garden of my life, and I will try and unweed my garden. So I'll look at everything and be like, why am I doing that? And ask myself, why am I doing that? And if the answer is not love, compassion, empathy, growth, personal push, sacrifice, service, if the answer is the opposite, greed, money, power, fame, if those are my reasons, then I have to take that weed out. I have to pull it out, because if I don't pull it out, that weed's gonna keep growing. And one day it's gonna be so big that I wouldn't even have seen it. Family, or the community I grew up in, I'm a failure. And how did I buck the trend? I was really, really fortunate that very early on I started to experiment with what mattered to me. Sometimes that got me in a lot of trouble. What people don't know about me is that I was suspended from school 3 times for trying out all sorts of things, like things that people would never imagine of someone who goes on to be a monk. I was experimenting with all the drugs in the world. I had multiple relationships. I was really trying to search for some sort of meaning, fulfillment, and for as long as I've known, I've been chasing thrill. I really value thrill. Yeah, no, not many people do. It's very different. From 14 to 18, I was like this kid who just wanted to try new things out. And my parents' rhetoric would always be, well, make sure you get good grades. And I used to think, well, if I can be bad and get good grades, then it all works, right? Everyone's happy. So that's kind of what I did. And at 18, I was really fortunate when I met a monk. And this monk was invited to speak. And I kind of just went because one of my friends forced me to. At that time, I was listening to CEOs and entrepreneurs and business people and marketers who I thought that's what I was aspiring to be like. And then I hear this monk, and he captivated me like no one had ever captivated me before. It was like staring at the most beautiful woman on the planet. You know, I was completely fixated on him and his message. And that is the beginning, without me going into too much detail before we probe, that was the beginning of what changed me. I take out 21 to 30 days every year to go and live back with the monks where I used to live in India. So I lived as a monk for 3 years. And every day I've made it a priority to continue my meditation practice, which is currently 2 hours a day. It's been that way for the last 13 years. It's been the bedrock and foundation of my life. My first piece of advice would be finding your daily rituals, finding your daily habits, finding your practices that act as the foundation, because we're living in such busy, hectic, crazy times. How many of you know that you have a schedule and still half of the things don't happen on that schedule? And you end up getting lost in this world. And so whether it's in a small way of getting lost through the content, rabbit hole, or whether it's getting lost by getting distracted from what's really meaningful to you, for me, refining my intentions on a daily basis is one of my favorite habits. And so what I do every day is I'll look at the plethora of options that I have available, all of the things, whether it's deals, ideas, thoughts, projects, offers, whatever it is. And on top of all of them, I'll write down why I would do that. And if the reason is often ego, pride, envy, competition, jealousy, and sometimes it's compassion, love, joy, passion, purpose, meaning, fulfillment. And so what I like to do is I like to refine my intentions, which I class as seeds and weeds every day. So I want to plant more seeds in the garden of my life. Seeds are things that are like compassion, love, purpose, fulfillment, meaning, joy, service. And weeds are when we do things out of ego, envy, competition. And so every day, I'm plucking out the weeds out of my life, and I'm trying to plant more seeds.
Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let us know what you thought down in the comment section down below.